Well, here's a quick little update. I was hoping to be able to have news that I had fired the engine today, but not quite. Too many other things going on this weekend and just didn't get the time that I hoped to get it done. But we do have the engine in, as you can see, and the everything is hooked pretty much back up. Everything's in. All the under stuff is hooked back up. All the sensors, everything. All the stuff up top is put back together. For the most part, I still have the cold air tube and a couple of those sensors to get hooked up. The radiator's in. The AC condenser, oil cooler, everything is hooked back up. The only thing I have left to put in is the shroud to get that hooked up, and then the two coolant tanks up top. So hopefully, let's see, tomorrow I hope to get under there and repressurize the oil system again and get that done, and then do get the battery hooked up so I can do a compression test and make sure we're all good there. Once that is done, then, and I know I'm not going to have to pull everything out again, then go ahead and get the shroud in and get it full of coolant, top it off with oil, and then hopefully be able to fire it up and hopefully have good news as far as that goes. But so my plan is, and fingers crossed, is to be able to do that this week, to be able to go take it to a car show this weekend that's a little ways away, so it'll be a good drive for it, a good kind of test shakedown. But we'll see. That is my goal. But we'll see how the compression test goes and how it starts and fires and all that kind of stuff. And if everything is good, we will be doing that. One thing, unfortunately, was I had ordered from Lethal Performance a crankshaft, I guess kind of saver they call it, or reinforcement for the front of the crankshaft to be able to support it when you're running a smaller pulley and really running some high boost with the positive displacement supercharger, so it doesn't put so much flex, so it kind of helps with the little bit of flex that the front of the crankshaft has. To kind of, it runs on this high-speed bearing that kind of, this whole mechanism that kind of goes over the front of the balancer and stuff like that, and just kind of helps give it some extra support. But the one I had wanted, which was kind of a low-profile one that kind of went up, it was almost like a cover that kind of went up like this and stuff. That one, they called me and they said it was on back order and they didn't know when it was going to come in. So he had suggested getting a different one that just kind of was more out front here, stuck out. He wasn't sure if it would work with the larger radiator, but he said to give it a try. And unfortunately, when I got it and I took everything out and was figuring out where it would go, because it was weird, it didn't come with any instructions or a link to a YouTube video or anything, so it was kind of strange. So I was trying to figure out how it would go on there, and I kind of figured it out a little bit, but then I realized that I'm like, I don't think this will work, because this is a race pack car and can't really see down in there, but it has the extra oil cooler and stuff, so the front of it there, where one of the bolts would go on, just kind of bolt on the front, is where the coolant lines come out for the oil. So that wasn't going to work. So I was looking at the description of that, and lo and behold, it does say in that other one that he wanted me to get, does not support the 10 rib race pack setup, versus the one that I had originally wanted does say it does support 10 rib and the race pack. So I'm not sure there. I emailed them back about it. I already got it boxed up and ready to go back to them. So I emailed them and basically just kind of asked, you know, do they think it's going to come in at some point? If they can, that's fine. Just put me on the list, and I'll probably do it this winter or something like that. I also just Googled that same manufacturer, because Lethal doesn't make it, they buy it from somebody else. And so I googled that same model, and I saw a couple other places say they stock it. So I emailed one of them and just asked, hey, did they have it in stock? So we'll see. If they do, then I'll just try and get my money back from Lethal and then buy it from that other place. So we will see. But that's kind of where we're at. Like I said, made pretty good, I think pretty good progress this weekend. Like I said, got it in, got it hooked up, got everything underneath of it hooked up. Everything up top pretty much hooked up, just a few little odds and ends hooked up, but hopefully I can knock those out in a couple nights after work, and maybe be firing, if I get lucky, maybe by the middle of the week, if everything looks good, and hopefully it fires. So try and keep it short today, but that's where we are at with things, and we'll kind of go from there. But thanks for watching. Bye.